Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm host Name, and it's a real pleasure to be guiding you today. As part of your journey with Europe Hotel School, we're about to dive into something truly fascinating, the world of luxury ingredients. And trust me, this is absolutely crucial knowledge for any hospitality professional who wants to excel. Our whole goal here is to give you practical skills that you can take and use on day one in a real hotel environment. So we're not just going to talk about what these things are, but why they matter, and more importantly, how you can present them with the kind of confidence and style that truly impresses. Okay, let's get started. You know, this quote? This is really the heart of everything we're discussing. When you're handling the world's most incredible delicacies, the real jewels of the culinary world, your role, it goes way beyond just service. You actually become a guardian of that experience. You're there to make sure your guests understand the history, the rarity, and the amazing craftsmanship behind every single bite. Think of it this way. Mastering this knowledge is like learning a whole new language. It's the language of luxury. And in the world of five-star gastronomy, it's that fluency that separates someone who just takes orders from a true indispensable hospitality professional. So why is this such a big deal? Well, for one, your guests, they're often connoisseurs themselves. They know their stuff. When you show that you do too, you build instant trust. Secondly, this knowledge gives you the power to explain why something costs what it does. But honestly, the most important part, you stop being a salesperson and you become a storyteller. You're no longer just serving pasta with truffles, you're telling the story of a hunt in an Italian forest. And that elevates the entire experience. So let's jump right in with our first treasure, an ingredient so prized it's literally called the diamond of the kitchen. Of course, we are talking about truffles. Okay, so what is a truffle? At its most basic, it's a fungus that grows underground near the roots of trees like oak and hazelnut. But that simple definition just doesn't do it justice, does it? The real magic, the reason it's so valuable, is that powerful, almost intoxicating aroma, and a flavor so complex it tastes like the very earth it came from. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because you have the two superstars of the truffle world. On one side, you've got the white truffle from Alba, Italy. Its aroma is just explosive, but it's also very delicate. That's why you never cook it. You only shave it raw over something warm, like pasta or risotto, to let that heat release the scent. Then you have the black winter truffle from France. It's more robust, much earthier, you even get these amazing notes of chocolate. This one can handle a little bit of gentle heat, so it's perfect for infusing into sauces. So when you're presenting a truffle, here's what you need to know. First, quality. It has to be firm. If it's soft, it's past its prime. And the aroma should be so powerful it fills the air. And the service? Oh, the service is pure theater. You bring it to the table, use a special slicer, and you create these paper-thin shavings. Why? Because that maximizes the surface area and releases that incredible, unforgettable aroma right in front of the guest. It's a moment they won't forget. Okay, let's move from the earth to the sea. Our next topic is the absolute essence of marine luxury. And I really want to emphasize this. We are talking about true caviar. You see, that definition is very precise for a reason. You hear the word caviar used for all sorts of fish eggs, but true, authentic caviar comes from one place, and one place only, the roe of the sturgeon. This is a magnificent, prehistoric fish that can live for over 100 years. Part of the magic is knowing you're tasting something from such an ancient lineage. And right here, we see the top of the top. Beluga is the most famous, known for those large, pea-sized eggs and this incredibly delicate, buttery, almost creamy flavor. Then you have Osetra, which is maybe the most popular in fine dining. The eggs are a bit smaller, and you get that signature firm pop when you eat them, with a more complex, nutty, briny flavor. Being able to describe these differences to a guest, that is absolutely key. Now I have a question for you. We know what luxury looks like, we know what it tastes like. But have you ever stopped to think about what luxury sounds like? The answer is one of those amazing little details that shows true mastery. When you open a tin of the absolute highest quality caviar, the friction of those perfectly intact, beautifully cured eggs rubbing against each other, it creates this faint sound. It's almost like a purr. It's that subtle little secret, a sign of exceptional quality that shows you really know your stuff. The ritual for serving caviar is completely non-negotiable. First, it must be kept ice cold. And the cardinal rule, listen up because this is the big one, never, ever use a metal spoon. Metal reacts with the eggs, it oxidizes them, and it gives them a nasty metallic taste. It ruins the whole experience. You have to use a non-reactive material like mother of pearl. And get this isn't just tradition, it's science. All right, for our final ingredients, we arrive at what many, many people consider the absolute pinnacle of beef. We're talking about the art of Wagyu and Kobe. The word Wagyu literally just means Japanese cow, but it actually refers to very specific breeds of cattle that have this unique genetic gift. They are predisposed to creating this intense fat inside the muscle. That incredible webbing of fat, the marbling, that's the whole secret. That's what gives it that legendary flavor and texture. Now, understanding how it's graded is crucial. It's a two-part system. First, you've got the letter, A, B, or C. That's the yield grade, which is basically how much meat you can get from the carcass. A is the best. Then you have the number, from 1 to 5. This is the quality grade. And for your guest, this is the one that really matters. It's all about that marbling, the color, the texture. 5 is the absolute peak. So what happens when you combine the best yield, A, with the absolute best quality, 5? You get this, A5. That is the holy grail. It's the benchmark for the finest beef on the entire planet. When a guest orders A5 Wagyu, they're expecting nothing less than perfection. The experience of eating A5 is just unlike any other steak. It has the highest possible beef marbling score. But here's the real magic. That incredible fat has a super low melting point. It's actually lower than human body temperature. And that is why it literally, and I mean literally, not figuratively, melts in your mouth. It's so incredibly rich that it's always served in smaller, more precious portions. So we've talked about truffles, caviar, and Wagyu, but this isn't just about memorizing a few facts. This is about taking that knowledge and turning it into an unforgettable experience for your guests, and into true, genuine mastery for you. And that brings us right back to where we started. When you understand the difference between the pop of Osetra and the creaminess of beluga, or you can explain why an A5 steak just dissolves on the tongue, you are doing so much more than just taking an order. You are telling a story. You're connecting the artistry of the kitchen with the guest's palate, and that adds incredible value to their evening. And you know, this is exactly the kind of practical, powerful knowledge we focus on here at Europe Hotel School. These are the skills that are going to set you apart in your career. We are genuinely so thrilled to be a part of your journey, and we wish you every success. You now have the basic vocabulary of the language of luxury. So the only question left is, the next time you step onto that floor, which one of these incredible stories are you going to tell first?